Hello, my name is Jonathan Inyo, and I am a college student at the University of Texas at Dallas. Recently, I was given an opportunity by Disney to interview Jessica Julius, the Vice President of Creative Development at Walt Disney Animation Studios. And in this video, you'll get to see me ask her questions about how she decided to work in the film industry, what her journey has been like working at Disney, her work on Raya and the Last Dragon, and advice she would give to college students who want to work in the film industry. And if you haven't seen Raya and the Last Dragon yet, don't worry, we didn't spoil anything in our conversation. And with that being said, I hope you'll find this interview informative and useful.
The first question I have for you is, how did you decide that you wanted to work in the film industry?
Okay. So I started out as an English major because I love to read and I wanted to work with something that had to do with stories and storytelling. Filmmaking had actually never even occurred to me until I got to college, and a couple of my classmates were film majors. And I was like, oh, that's a thing. You can do that. I didn't even know. And so I started exploring that as an idea and just loved it. I thought it was just really, really cool. And so, the idea of being able to tell stories, in these huge ways that reach so many people just really appealed to me. So that's how I switched. I switched to filmmaking after that.
Oh, nice. And I always love hearing people's stories because it's different for everybody as far as like, how did I get into the industry? And for you, what has your journey been like working at Disney from where you started to where you are now?
It's been great, honestly. Like I feel very lucky to be doing what I'm doing at the place that I'm doing it. I first started at Disney actually as an assistant in the marketing department on the studio side of things. And I knew pretty quickly that marketing wasn't the part of the industry that I was interested in, but it was really fascinating to see that side of the business and how it works, because it's definitely more of the business side of things. And then, I started looking for jobs in development, and one opened up at Disney Animation, and I started over there then as an assistant in the development department for Disney Feature Animation, and worked my way up in that division and in that department to where I am now. And I have to say, like, it's been like a dream job, I mean, I've learned so much. I've gotten to meet so many incredible people. The people who make the movies that we work on are just extraordinary. They're the best in the world at what they do. And I learn so much from all of them every day. So, every day is unique. Every day is different. Every day is creatively inspiring in a different way. And it's just really, it's pretty amazing.
And I can definitely tell you're passionate about what you do, because for me, like for some people, like they work jobs where they're not so passionate about it, but I can tell like it's authenticity that really matters. And of course, who wouldn't want to work for Disney? It's the dream company to work for.
Yeah, well, and I really believe in the films that we make, and I think that's a huge part for me. That's something that really, really matters, right? Because our films have enormous reach around the globe for audiences all over the world. And the stories that we tell, I think at least, are really meaningful and they matter to people. And they're films that people return to over and over and over again. And so to me, the love and care that's put into all of our projects is what makes them so special, and what helps people, I think, relate to them and feel like they relate to their own lives, and they see themselves in our films, and that really matters to me as a filmmaker, as a storyteller.
And I think a good example of it is Raya and the Last Dragon, your wallpaper that you have right there. What was it like for you working on that movie?
Raya is such a special film. First of all, I think it's one of the most beautiful films we've ever made. Just stunning visuals on a screen. I feel like the artist just totally outdid themselves on that. And so it's like a feast for your eyes, to use the phrase. So I think that's really special. And obviously the story is incredibly special too. And having three such strong, interesting, unique, capable, female protagonists at the center of the story, I think is just a really cool thing about the project too. So, for me, working on all of our films, I work on them so early in the process. We're kind of there from day one in the development department, helping our filmmakers as they're figuring out what these little seeds of an idea are going to be until they grow into this incredible film. And so it's fun to help kind of excavate all the layers and dig under, you know, what the filmmakers are thinking and what they want to end up depicting on screen. And so it's a fun process.
Hmm. And I can definitely tell like that passion, and when I was watching it, I could tell that y'all really enjoy what you were making. Because again, like you said, it's a visually stunning movie, and it's my new favorite Disney movie. And also
Oh,
as
thanks.
well, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, again, I plan on getting a Raya t-shirt soon. And so with all the experiences you've had in the industry, what advice would you give to college students who want to work in the film industry?
Mm. Well, obviously the specifics of your individual paths will vary in terms of, you know, what things you can be doing to achieve those. So thinking about it from like an overall perspective, one of the things that I think is really important, there's a couple things. Communication is really, really important in this industry. I mean, in all industries, in all aspects of life, frankly, communication is important. But you know, learning how to communicate with different people and at different times is really important, because there's so much that's happening at any given moment. You know, different people need to know different things at different times in order to do their jobs. And so learning how to communicate effectively is really key. So that's one thing. The other thing that I think is really, really important is just sort of a can-do attitude, like spirit. Like no job is too small. No, you know, everything that needs to be done to make these films needs to be done. And so everybody should be pitching in to try and help make these films as good as they can be. And so, you know, do the work, do all the work, and don't be afraid to do the hard work, because that's what you'll learn something. You will always learn something. And so, you know, so that can-do attitude. And then with that, I think these two are kind of tied, is like a sense of optimism, like an optimistic attitude. Like, I just think that'll take you really far, you know, of being somebody that people like to be around. And that feeling of like, whatever you need, I'm going to help you do it. We are all in this together. And we're all trying to work towards this common goal of making this incredible piece. And being part of that, you know, the joy of making those things, I think, is really important.
Mm-hmm. And thank you for sharing all that. And I'll definitely take all the notes on that. Just like remember all that, because how I see it is how the film industry is so collaborative that you have to be able to work with people and talk to people and
Yes.
communicate effectively too, and just be a nice person to be around.
Yes,
You know?
exactly.
And again, then thank you for answering all the questions I have. And I just hope that people just take note of what you're saying and just apply it to what they're trying to do.
Well, thank you, Jonathan. I'm very honored that you wanted to interview me, and it's been a pleasure being your mentor, and I'm excited to see where you go in your career.